Join us and discover beautiful beaches, rugged landscapes, pretty towns, desolate mountain ranges that sweep down to stunning lakes, unique architecture, history and folklore, no shamrocks, no shillelaghs, and definitely no shenanigans, just naked Ireland. Regular viewers of Naked Ireland will know that while this channel largely deals with the beauty of Ireland, north and south, its stunning beaches, its vibrant cities, quaint towns and villages, and its charming pubs and public buildings, occasionally I do a film on our darker past, and in particular the Troubles. And while this is perhaps a period that all sensible people never want to revisit, I think it's important sometimes to remind ourselves that these things happened, if only to guard against them ever happening again. I'm travelling to Dublin today on the train to make a film about one such event. But you might ask, why travel from Belfast to Dublin to make a Troubles related film? Surely all that nonsense happened in the north of the country, and yes, that's largely true. But sometimes what's not widely appreciated is how the Troubles spilled over outside the confines of Northern Ireland. One of the worst examples of this was what was believed to be the IRA's Birmingham pub bombings in 1974, for example, which not only saw 21 innocent people killed, but 6 Irish people wrongly incarcerated for the crime, in what was one of the worst miscarriages of justice in British legal history. My trip to Dublin today looks at another such atrocity that took place in Dublin and simultaneously in Monaghan in the same year of 1974. It was carried out this time by the UVF, the Ulster Volunteer Force, an organisation that the British government had only just removed from its status as a prescribed organisation 1 month before. Mind you, it was a further 19 years before the UVF admitted to the attack, though no one has ever been charged with the murders. The attack was committed during the Ulster Workers' Council strike, which was a general strike by loyalists and unionists in opposition to the Sunningdale Agreement, which proposed the sharing of power with nationalists and allowed the Republic a role in Northern Ireland's governance, not unlike the Anglo-Irish agreement we have today. This is a monument to the innocent people that were killed. It stands at the end of Talbot Street, where the worst of the 4 explosions that day happened. 3 bombs exploded without warning, and almost simultaneously in Parnell Street, South Leinster Street, and here in Talbot Street. All these poor people perished in the attack, but when you go round the other side of the monument, it too is full of names of unfortunate innocent people who just happened to be walking along the street that day. The Monaghan bomb happened about 90 minutes later, so that in total 33 people died and nearly 300 people were injured, making this one of the worst atrocities of the Troubles. Most of those killed were young women, and an unborn 9-month-old baby was also killed with its mother. We take a walk down the street now to the site of the attack. What's most disturbing about this particular act of terrorism was the British government's indirect or direct connection with it. Much is still to be revealed, as the British government refuses to release documents that could shine a light on the event for the victims' families. The Irish police's investigation stopped in its tracks, and it was criticised for doing so, although they claimed to have been hampered by the British government's failure to provide access to this classified information. What has come to light is that all 4 UVF perpetrators were also members of the British Army's Ulster Defence Regiment. Intelligence of the time also suggests that the bombs were highly sophisticated and unlikely to have been the work of the UVF without help from other parties. One perverse quotation from a leading loyalist at the time, Sammy Smith, then press officer of both the Ulster Defence Association, the UDA, and the Ulster Workers' Council Strike Committee, said, "I am very happy about the bombings in Dublin. There is a war with the Free State, and now we're laughing at them." Hard as it may be to comprehend the slaughter of these innocent people, it's unfathomable that anyone could feel this way in the event's aftermath. This attitude was by no means unique during the days of the conflict on both sides, but this statement, I think, is particularly chilling. In 1993, Yorkshire Television exposed a story about the bombings and claimed that all 4 of these UDR-UVF men were agents for the British Intelligence Corps and the RUC Special Branch. So why would elements within British security forces want to implicate themselves or aid and abet in a mass murderous act against innocent civilians? I'm sure you're as mystified as I am. The Hidden Hand documentary called The Forgotten Massacre suggested that a significant element within the British security forces were opposed to the Labour government of the time's political attempts to find solutions to the Northern Ireland crisis, i.e. Sunningdale. The collusion with loyalist paramilitaries and the bombings were designed to wreck the Sunningdale Agreement and favoured instead a British military solution to the problem in Northern Ireland. I'll leave a link to this documentary in the description so that you can watch and assess it for yourself in terms of the quality of its journalism. This is Talbot Street in Dublin today. And this is what it looked like during rush hour on the 17th of May of 1974. It's hard to end a film like this with my usual cheerful sign-off, so I'll simply say how amazing it is that we now live in more peaceful times. It would be great if other conflicts around the world could find similar political solutions to their differences, rather than the mindless military ones that target civilians. Peace.